Yo, what's good, YouTube? Hold on, wait. Yo, man, what's good, YouTube, man? You already know who it is. It's your boy, Mixedkhor, and today we back with another video. We got a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. All right, y'all, so yeah, I've been gone for basically 4 months, and I really don't have any valid excuse other than what I'm about to tell y'all today, which, I wouldn't look at it as an excuse. Well, first and foremost, for the ones who do constantly watch me and are consistent on my channel, I appreciate you, and I apologize for not even posting genuine content for real. Like, I know I've talked about it in the past about me not forcing myself to post when I don't feel like it, or just stuff like that, or just when it's not genuine. I'm not gonna necessarily say when I don't feel like it, but when it doesn't feel genuine, when it feels like I'm trying to do too much, you feel me? So first and foremost, I want to apologize for the people who do watch me for not posting for real. But biggest reason, we got contact. I need to stop looking down. This is me giving y'all my resurrection video. So I'm gonna look at y'all the whole time. Shut up. But basically, the video is for me explaining why I've been gone for really 4 months. You know what I'm saying? So first, we're gonna start off with school. I ended up going back to school, which I've talked about. I put small emphasis in recent videos. So that's one part. I wanted to focus on finishing up getting my certifications and IT and everything. And me going back to school has opened up my mind, because I've never really been a school guy, or a concept of school, but I was always genius, smart. I was just always smart, but I just never really liked school for real. But me going back opened my eyes up to not holding myself back, not holding my talents or just my gifts back from the world. So it's made me want to go back to school again to go even further with my education. And I've been dealing with that mentally as well. But that's a positive though, that's a positive. So that's one of the main reasons, school and everything, and just balancing all of that. Second reasons, it's about to get a little more deeper. Second reasons is mentally, physically, and spiritually, I just haven't had the time or have the motivation to make the time, or have the mental capacity to have the motivation to make time, to do YouTube, to do videos. And I think it's over time, because I've left YouTube for a whole year before, and I told myself I would never do that. I would never leave like that again, and I would always promise in my videos that I would try to be consistent. But it's I was forcing myself to kind of tell people what I thought they wanted to hear, and over time I was constantly draining myself from doing stuff like that. So that's another big reason why I really just stopped posting for real, because I had to be more honest with myself. And I feel like the more I was lying to myself to make it sound good on camera, I started falling out of love I started losing motivation to even post. I started forgetting my reason why I even started doing YouTube from the get-go and everything, And then, I would always see other people's lifestyle, and yes, I will say I am a victim of, looking at peers, how their lifestyle is, and how, what type of life they're living. They're traveling, they're doing this, they're doing that. I'm talking about doing great for themselves, which when I tell you, I'm so proud of any and everybody I know that does content that that makes a living off of doing social media. Like I'm one of those type of friends, man. Like I love seeing people win, even when I haven't won yet. Notice I said yet, because I'm going to win, you know what I'm saying? But I had to be more genuine with myself, and that was a big thing for my 2025 resolution. Being more genuine, you know, and it had to start with being more genuine with myself. So I posted my last video in January, and I thought then that was me starting a new era of constant posts, constant videos, constant this kind. Like, I thought my creativity was going to become magical. I thought I was going to be traveling more. I was going to make time to do this and do that, and I just mentally, physically, and spiritually could not make myself do it because I was slowly poisoning myself by saying the things or saying things that I may have not even believed in at the moment. But the more I talked about it, the more I spoke it to existence, I started to believe in the lie that I was telling myself, you know? So I just started going downhill with it. And that wasn't genuine of myself to do that. So that's why I took that break. And there's a lot of more reasons as well, like, you know, different obligations. Like, you know, a lot of y'all know I make emphasis in my videos about the things I do outside of YouTube. Like, I'm a personal trainer. I coach high school basketball. As a 23-year-old, I started coaching as I was like 21 when I started coaching for real, 21, 22 when I started coaching. And how I've been doing that, how I train out, like I do just all of this different stuff. And as a young adult, man, and as a young melanin man in America or in the world, period, that wants to be so successful, that wants to make sure he's straight so he can make sure everyone else around him is up to par. It's like a toll. It's a heavy weight because it's like, you know you can do it, but when are you going to do it? And then when times get rough, as in you start to tell yourself or think like, hey, why am I doing this? Like, I'm not getting anywhere. My creativity isn't going anywhere. It doesn't feel genuine. Like, basically my situation, you start to lose all motivation in it. And, you know, you start to feel like, man, if I would have went this route, I would have had this amount of success or this amount. It's like, I had to learn that there is no time on success. I can't just, you know, flick my finger or snap my finger and then automatically wake up successful in what I do. I have to continue to work hard and be genuine and be intentional about what I'm posting, be intentional about what I'm doing, no matter what it is in life, for it to come true. I have to continue to speak it to existence like I'm living it right now. I have to continue also working harder and harder and harder, and every day I have to push myself more to balance my life, my work life, and myself, like my own personal life as well. I have to just be more intentional about this stuff, and I was not doing that. I was literally forcing myself to make videos because I thought that was the only key at that time. The further I got into YouTube, that was going to help me be successful. So it made me forget when I first started YouTube, when my first few videos, reaction videos, started to go viral. Like when I was like at maybe 1,000 subs, 1.2, 1.3K, I was getting like 10K views, 16K, 18,000 views. Like I was like, that was me staying down, because prior to that, I went a year and a half in without receiving any type of luck and you know, just like viewership, you know. And I stayed down. Like I believed myself to a point to where it was like, I know one of these videos gonna go crazy. I know something is gonna happen to where it's gonna motivate me even more to just keep going, staying up 24 hours in a day, staying up all night editing, doing this, doing that, putting more purpose into my editing when I'm, for my videos, when I'm like, no matter what social media platform it was, like that was me then. And my why then was not to prove anybody wrong, but to prove myself right, to follow a dream, to follow a big passion of mine, to change my life and my family's life and the people around me who are genuine's life. And I forgot that the whole foundation of that was just having fun. And that's what I was doing. I was having fun. And once I started 2,000 subs, 3,000, and now we're at 4, I think. And you may think that's not a big difference, but if you look on my channel, I have I have a lot of videos posted. I didn't even realize how many videos, but that's the thing. I just started posting just to post. You know what I'm saying? I just started posting just to post. I don't feel like those videos were just 100% genuine. And I can say to myself now that I can admit to it without feeling bad, because that's a part of life, admitting when you had wrongdoings. Because in order to fix something, you have to admit to the downfall, the negatives. You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I even picked up the camera today, it wasn't planned or nothing, but I was training last night, and one of the kids that I'm training, she's like a sister to me, you know, she's really good. She tore ACL last year, and I'm not gonna put too much business out, but she's a really good basketball player, had high potential. And I've seen over the years how she's grown, and from now, this being her final year, how much she's believed in the process and of just working to get better, to overcome that, tragedy that happened her sophomore year to put her out of a whole season. I've seen her not let that affect her for too long. She was still having fun, still smiling, still wanting to work to become better, still pushing herself, still remembering her why. And after our session yesterday, we, worked hard. It was like, locked in, just was working hard. And we was in the gym. It was a gym day. And to see that, it made me realize, like, dang, like, I've never had any tragic injury, just to put it out there. I'm not trying to jinx myself, but like, I've never had any tragic injury to where it stopped me from doing something I loved. But I have, and I do know how it feels to lose interest or love for something that I once loved to do. But I let that build up because of me forgetting my why. You feel what I'm saying? So that was a big reason why, like, last night, I didn't even go to sleep last night till like 4 something. And I'm up right now. It's 10:04, you know what I'm saying? And I was watching this show last night, and the show also, it was like lined up how it was supposed to be. Like yesterday, and then just me staying up all night watching this show until the end of the season. It was like a wake-up call to me. Or like, I wouldn't even say a wake-up call, but it was like a remembrance. It was like helping me remember my why. It took me like back. I started thinking about things that I haven't thought about in years. And I was like, wow, like, what am I doing? You feel me? Like, yes, I went back to school. Yes, I'm meeting all these great people off camera, you know, off to the side, like side quests, like meeting important people, people coming up to me, talking to me, all of that good stuff. But I'm like, am I happy with what I'm doing? The whole reason why I even started doing this, like, am I happy? And yeah, maybe, you know, most days, some days, yeah, but that same joy and happiness that I once had, it wasn't there anymore. And it was because I tried to use other things to distract me from why I wasn't locked in, why I wasn't able to be truthful to myself from the get-go. And I'm glad that happened. That literally goes to show you, like, everything happens for a reason, but you have to receive it. You have to take it and heave. Once you receive it, go through all of the different options that you need to think about it, and then realization starts to kick in. Emotions start to kick in. Then you go with your logic version of yourself. And when logic comes in, you have to start making decisions that you wouldn't normally make, that you haven't been making. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of those things that I did today. I decided to make a decision to pick up the camera, and that's what I did. You know, and I'm not gonna get on here and say every single little thing, you know, because everybody go through stuff every day. I'm not gonna say every little detail. Like, there's also, you know, of course, little parts of, you know, things, like little parts that add up to the reason, like to the reason why. But the main reason of those things happening was because of what I told y'all today. Just me not being genuine with myself. I feel like I would give everybody else the real version for them, but I wasn't giving myself the real version for me. And I'm starting to do that now. Now, I've been working on that all year, just being more genuine to not only my surroundings, but to myself as well. So that is the reasons why I have not been posting. And I'm not gonna sit here and promise y'all I'm gonna continue to post. I'm gonna post another video in a week, or I'm gonna post another video in a day or 2 days. I'm not gonna sit here and do that, but I will say, as time goes, y'all will see my face more. I will slowly get back into the love of it, because I still do love it. And we'll see where it goes. But, you know, support or no support, this is what I love to do. And I'm willing to take my time to be able to get to the next level of where I want to go with this, to open up other doors so that we can be successful, you feel me, in all aspects of life, not even just social media, but like my personal life as well, and to balance my personal professions with this, you know what I'm saying? So, I love y'all. If you watched this video and you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you for watching. I feel like more people need to hear things like this, like real, just TED Talks for real. And because I know it's people going through the same thing I'm going through right now. I know it's been people who have went through the same thing that I just talked about. And, you know, it is what it is, you feel me? Like, that's life, that's a part of life. Me and my mom was just talking about that, like, earlier today. Like, that's part of life, you know? You learn to make your own decisions, and from the experience or the side effects of that decision you made, you're either gonna let it build you or break you. And even if it does break you, when you fall, you're going to learn how to get up, because now you're going to be more real with yourself. You're not gonna think that it's only you. You're not gonna think that no one is here to help you. You're not gonna think that the world is against you. No, you're gonna be more vulnerable to let the people around you help you. to get to where you want to be. And that was one of, and has been for a long time, one of my flaws. I was always trying to do it by myself, and you can't do that. So we learning as we go, man. We learning as we go, even though maybe sound like, oh man, we learn. You're never too educated to not receive more education or knowledge. I'm gonna say knowledge, you know what I'm saying? But love y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. Look, roll to 5K, man. Let's get 5,000, y'all. Let's get 5,000. If we get 5,000 in like a month, let's get this thing rolling, man. No cap. Not gonna lie to you, but appreciate y'all. It's your boy Mixedkhor.